What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm Sean, and this is Vtwin Revolution, your source for all Harley-Davidson information. Where today we're going to do a ride review, and we're going to look at some of the features on this motorcycle, talk about them as we go down the road. We're going to get set up and hop on this thing, but we are riding a 975 Nightster today. This is my sister's motorcycle. She just bought it. I was going to do some bars and a seat to it, so with the reduced reach, which something else we can talk about. But today we're going to ride and we're just going to have a good time in the country. All right, so before we get started, obviously, you have your controls, your clutch, your brake, throttle. You have your ride mode, traction control. You have your hazards, your on-off switch, your start. Then you have your trip button, your horn, turn signals, and then this little toggle switch right there. That is for your high and low beam or your passing lamp. Pretty simple controls. This is a Nightster model. This isn't the Nightster S. If it was the Nightster S, you'd have a little bit more elaborate gauges and a much better speedo, infotainment, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to start out in we're going to start out and go through each mode, see how it feels, how it reacts, how it responds. So when Harley came out with this motorcycle, to this point, it really has not taken off. And y'all saw the paint job on this. Actually, it's not a paint job, it's just graphics. Speedway, they had tried to do anything they could to try to move these things, and this American flag with the eagle thing on here, that just happened to be one of the deals that they were trying to get a unit sold, because this really wasn't taken off like it should have. And honestly, after riding these things, they really have a good riding posture. The handlebar controls, if you're a short person, you are leaned a little bit forward. Like my sister, she has T-Rex arms and T-Rex legs, so I was gonna have to give her the reduced reach handlebars and the reduced reach seat, which, come to find out from another customer of mine, he said that the reduced reach seat really didn't make that big of a difference in terms of getting your feet to the ground. So as much as I'm against them, they make a lowering block for this model, for the rear shocks. I've just never really have been a big fan of lowering blocks. And if you want to lower your motorcycle, just buy some lowering shocks and not really deal with the lowering blocks, because of what it does to the geometry of that particular shock. It takes and moves it back, whereas a shock is designed to move up and down like this. Now you're moving it like this, and the force is not the same, and the ride quality is sacrificed. So again, if you're looking into lowering your motorcycle, whether you're vertically challenged or not, I would definitely get lowering shocks before I got any lowering blocks. Hey buddy. And so yeah, but with all that said, we were gonna have to make some modifications for her. and she ended up kind of pumping the brakes because, you know, well, I don't know, she's kind of weird. But anyhow, so with all that said, like, I'm really starting to fall in love with these bikes. It's taken a while. Now the Sportster S, hate it. I think Harley completely missed the mark on that one, and this one they've done a little bit better with. Now, would be pretty awesome is if they stuck to 1250 in this. Man, how about that for a performance motorcycle? One of the parts guys came up to me the other day and was like, hey, have you seen this such and such dude, and I can't remember his name, on Instagram? And he was like, he's talking about these Nightsters being like the next Dyna. I was like, meh, I'm a Dyna guy, by the way. And he was like, yeah, you know, they're supposed to be like the next Dyna. And I'm like, well, there's no aftermarket support. And that's the big thing with these bikes, is there's not a ton of aftermarket support to really, you know, make this motorcycle completely customizable. It did not take off like Harley thought it would. So I mean, there ain't but like, you can get an S&S muffler for it, you can get a Freedom pipe, the company Freedom exhaust, Freedom motorcycles, I don't know, whatever. They sell an obnoxiously loud exhaust. And then I think Sawicki makes an exhaust for these. And we were actually talking about doing an upfit to one and kind of making it like, maybe doing like a set of T-bars, which, yeah, you probably do a set of T-bars on these. Like, I don't know, do something trick with it, really jazz this thing up and try to get some excitement going for these motorcycles. I mean, all in all, realistically, like, this bike rides pretty good. I mean, what can you really expect for a motorcycle that's water-cooled? You know, the whole Harley rumble and the air-cooled Vtwin. But I'm gonna tell you what, sitting at a stoplight, you are not cooking your nuts or your lady giblets. It's just, you know, it's self-regulated because it's obviously water-cooled. So, you know, there's a positive to that. And, you know, I just really like this bike so far. And there's another person. Hey, buddy. He didn't want to wave. Alright, so we're rolling at 50 mile an hour. Let's downshift into fourth. We are in road mode right now. So let's smack it and see what happens. Not bad. Let's hope there's not a cop around. These things are light, they're nimble. I'd like to see some better like suspension for this bike. I may be going to talk to my friends at JRI and seeing about what they can do in terms of making a prototype for this bike, and you know, we'll see what happens. Now we are coming up on Harmony, North Carolina, and if you blink when we go through it, you're probably gonna miss it. I'm gonna tell you what, like, it's been a long time since I've actually just been out on two wheels just to get in a go ride. I mean, obviously with the Dyna being broke down, which it's being tuned, so I should have it back this week hopefully, and we'll do a ride review of that. Now what would be nice, I think the S models, they do have cruise control. This one obviously does not, so you know, there's that. You would have to get the S model, the Nightster S, to get the, oh, there's the keys. Let's stick those in my pocket. They were stuck in the side cover. All right, so I'm 5'11", 195 pounds, and like for me, like this bike actually, like my riding posture is good. You know, I'm not hunched over on it. I don't feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on my wrists or my palms, which can, you know, make your pinky fall asleep. Just a really good riding position. I mean, these bikes, it'd be kind of like something if you were in like a urban, yeah, I think urban, yeah, rural is where I live. All right, urban area, city life, you know, stuff to zip around in and out of cars and whatever else. So we are in Union, or we're in Harmony right now. I think we might go to Union Grove. Alright, let's switch this to sport mode. Now it automatically wants to start picking up. Much faster acceleration. Woo! Man! Move on. I'm leaving it in sport. So tell me in the comments below, what do you think about the Nightster or the Sportster line in general? I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Like I said, you know, they're obviously two totally different riding styles, and you know, but I would love to hear what you got to say. So comment down below. Tell me what you think of these Sportsters, if you've ridden one or if you own one. Yeah, what do you got to say? So I will say this, like, this thing just rides extremely smooth, but it is extremely quiet. I mean, of course, when you water cool something, it takes on a totally different exhaust note. They're just not going to sound the same. I mean, now granted, this is a Vtwin, so you throw an exhaust behind this and it does take on its own little growl. But in terms of like how smooth this thing rides, like acceleration, like it is just, man, it's just smooth. Like you could really enjoy this bike all day and just love every minute of it and not be worn out. Now I wish I had a windshield. If I had a windshield, it'd be a lot better. But there's nothing like being in the wind and, you know, just enjoying the open road. Now at some point we might get on the interstate, talk about how highway speeds affect, you know, the handling characteristics of it. But for now, like, we're just enjoying rolling out through the country, guys. Now we're coming up on Union Grove, North Carolina. Every place has got to have a Dollar General. That is like the new age Walmart. And this place right here, it's called Gunner's Family Kitchen. It used to be a place called Debbie's, and love that food. Like, I haven't been there since they opened that up. Might give it a try at some time. So North Iredell is technically where I live, and like the north end of the county is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. Tons of farming, farms, cow pastures, cornfields everywhere. I mean, you gotta love living in the rural areas. Like I lived in Houston for a little while, which I love Texas. There's the Popo. Hey buddy, not even looking at me. Alright, so truth be told, right now, can't really tell it, but I'm watching my mirrors because, well, mirror. I have had more tickets than I can ever count, more money wasted on court fees,
and all that other stuff and lawyers, I could probably have like 3 road glides. So right here, every year they do this huge and awesome fireworks show, 4th of July, and probably rivals some of the counties and stuff around the area. Kind of wish I had some music right now going in my head, and then I could like talk and then have an idea of what kind of music I wanted to put to this video, but it's all good. Oh, we got a reverse trike. I think it's a Can-Am. Hey buddy. Hey guys. So my girlfriend is a real estate agent, and a little while back, so I also am a licensed drone pilot. Took my FAA exam. Basically it's like going to be a private pilot, just minus getting in the airplane, which I'm totally okay with. Like, I'm what you call a white knuckle flyer, not a frequent flyer, a white knuckle flyer. So I'm hanging on for dear life. But anyways, so a while back she had listed a property out this way, and I'm actually coming up on it here in just a minute, but I ended up doing some drone photos for her, putting a little drone video together for her, and yeah, so she doesn't have to pay for aerial photography. Kind of worked out in her favor. I still ain't seen no money over it. I'm trying to rework this deal we got going on. Boy, with all this rain that we've been getting, it has been a beautiful day. It's not near as hot as it has been. It's a great day for riding. So this ended up being the property that I took pictures for my girlfriend. Oh wait, no, it's not this one. It's the next one. This is it. This is the field. There was 35 acres here. Just an awesome piece of land. And they still have yet to build on it. Alright, so we're getting to the end of this road, and I'm going to stop and message my brother and see if he answers and find out where they're at. And then we're going to reunite Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, hey, another motorcycle. Hey, buddy. Not sure about y'all, but typically when I'm riding, now y'all are catching some of the inner thoughts of Vtwin Revolution and his mindset. But typically I am just all over the place. You can turn, like, this is not, seriously, just because there's a cop there. But I'm gonna do the speed limit because there's a cop there. So there's a really cool place. It's called the Yellow Deli, and it is a, from what I understand, it is an amazing place to eat. If you're ever in North Carolina and Hiddenite, North Carolina, well, if you're ever in Hiddenite, North Carolina, check out the Yellow Deli. They have extremely weird hours, and they're also a cult, but they make some fantastic food. These guys are cool. They got their legs out. They're chilling. What's up, brother? Hey, brother. I can't really do that. I mean, I could, but then I might break my leg. And I'm not really. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, hey, that's a female. Ooh, sorry, lady. I wonder if she had pronouns. I don't even know what pronouns are. But if you guys want to know what my well, I'll tell you what. My pronouns are handsome and awesome. So moving forward, these will be my pronouns. Handsome and awesome. Oh, here, I got a fun little fact for you. So I'm from the Taylorsville area. This house right there, the NASCAR driver Harry Gant, old Skull Bandit number 33, he lives in that house, or if he's still alive, I think he is. He used to be a huge customer when I worked at Tilly's in Statesville, North Carolina. You know, it's a weird feeling, like, and I'm not sure if any of you have ever encountered this, but like, if you've been away from home, let's say you live in 2 counties over, and you still got family that lives in the county that you're from, or the city that you're from, and you go into that place after you've been away for, I don't know, a while, or whether it's you're only able ever to get there once a month or however long, but it's just that feeling like, I'm home. And I look like a turd on this bike. Or a badass. Probably unlikely a badass. But with the helmet on, I look super badass. It's like, oh, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? Brother. So we are about to go meet up with my brother at my dad's house. And then I'm gonna go for a little bit longer ride.
All right, so this is part 2 because, well, part 1 didn't really go as I expected, and my battery died. Like a dummy, I didn't bring enough batteries, so we're gonna finish this ride, talk about a few things, and just cap this off. So hold on tight.
So with the Sportster, what are you really getting here? You know, for somebody that's a beginner, this is a fantastic bike. I mean, and even if you were to keep riding this thing, it is a platform that, like, you could really, you just throw some bars on and get into a little bit better riding position and you're good to go. So, like, I really have been impressed with this motorcycle and how it rides and the capabilities of it. The day that I went and rode it on take 1, I took it on some really curvy roads, up a mountain, back down a mountain, pretty much doing a hill climb and pushing this thing to its limits to see what it could do. And while I wish it had a little bit more ground clearance, it performed really well. It handled well. I just can't say enough about this. And then in sport mode, I mean, this thing's actually kind of a pretty badass little bike. So, you know, should you buy one? I mean, this thing gets up and hauls the mail. I'm saying, woo, doggy. And I mean, obviously suspension is something to be desired here, but for what this bike is, you really cannot get a better platform to just go around and have some fun. So I'm gonna shut up and we'll end this here in a little bit. You'll get to see my drive to work, and we'll throw some music on now. Alright, so now that we're almost to work, what are a few things that I dislike? Well, obviously one being the handlebars. And after some extensive riding, like the small foot pegs, you know, your feet get a little bit tired. Which, you know, that's not really that big of a deal, but those are kind of small pegs. The only other thing is the seat. So seat bars and pegs, I mean, that's really about it when it comes to the dislikes on this thing. Other than that, like the performance of it, the handling, all that good stuff. Like, it just a very capable motorcycle, a fun motorcycle. I really, you know, I was against it for a long time. I was like, man, that thing's ugly, and you know, and now I'm just, you know, I would buy one if I had the money, but I don't, because I have a Dyna that I like to beat on and break, and then I bought a boat, and because I thought I needed a boat. So I mean, you know, there's that. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Alright guys, so that about does it for this. I mean, we have the 2023, this is a 2023 Nightster. Just an awesome motorcycle, really. Like, you know, again, the seat, the handlebars, I need something just a little bit taller for me. That would probably actually take a lot of pressure off of my butt if I had the right handlebar situation. The pegs, you know, I got big old boots, so I mean, you know,
it works. You know, if you got small feet, you probably don't really have that problem. But again, you know, just a capable motorcycle. It's just a shame that there's not a lot of aftermarket support out there for these, because they just didn't take off like what Harley thought they were going to. And you know, but again, awesome bike. You know, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.